recording. Okay, August 5th, and yeah, we didn't talk about anything ahead of time here. So that's sort of just my little bit about, why I'm so excited about Healy and trying to share it. So I've gone on for quite a bit here right now. So I'd like to kind of hear what anybody would like to do today, where you'd like to go with Healy, what you'd like, if you'd like me to demo anything, or if somebody would like to share a success story. I can bring up stuff, what Healy as a company is doing as they're starting to go through with this, our transition. So there's a lot that I can kind of share, but kind of like, what do you guys want to know? And maybe somebody else wants to tell me something that they've got. So you can unmute yourself, you can raise your hand, you can talk. I've kind of had a little intro here, but I'd like to hear from anybody else out there, what they'd like to share or do, or where you'd like to go. They don't all go at once.
Well, I have a question.
Okay, sure, Marcia.
Some major dental work done.
Yep.
And so I'm just kind of wanting to, as I'm looking at things, it's like, I'm not sure where to go because I had a tooth extraction, a molar, and it was infected, and it's been infected for a very long time. So I know that was going on, and the bone health isn't very good there. But I'm just wondering, like, what kind of things I'm doing good, and I'm using the things that I do, but is there something that I should look at, or any ideas of where I should go for healing for this situation?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, good question. So, there's a number of things that you can trust. One, I always want to kind of lean into our own intuition, right? And I know that's hard. And I just had a really good lesson this week. Some of you know, maybe some of you don't know, but I have TimeWaver, which is the mothership of Healy. So I bought a TimeWaver where I actually can kind of go through and do some really amazing stuff with it. It looks like this. I'll show you a little, right? It hooks up to a computer, and I've got a lot of databases and things that I can do. It's kind of like Healy on steroids. But my point is that I sometimes was doubting myself about what I could do with it, where I could go with it. And when I was working with my trainer in intuition, the lesson she gave me is we all are healers of ourselves, and we all have a really good intuition. And we've kind of come over here. So I'm grateful for your question, Marcia, to doubt ourselves on what we could maybe intuitively begin to grasp. So
I'm doubting myself. I think there's tons I can do.
Right.
I don't know how much. And
yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, there's that basic thing, and kind of go it's like starting to develop a trust in our intuition of where we want to go. So I'm not trying, I'll go through and I'm going to give you some ideas.
Okay.
But I also really want to go strengthen this, that I think we all hear, because I had my ability strengthened in me to intuitively begin to go make decisions where I was doubting myself. So I want to go through and just encourage you, Marcia, and everybody else who's listening, to begin to trust yourself on your intuitiveness. We're actually much more powerful. We have a much brighter light than we think we do. We hold ourselves back. So given that here, so you got it. So I'm pretty sure that you go, okay, well, there's a couple tools that One Healy gives us. One, we've got the scan. If you've got a resonance, you can run a scan. And that scan is going to bring up the top 5 categories. Now, sometimes they might not make sense to us, what they go through, but I know that you can actually begin to just trust those scans, right? You can trust those scans and just go through and trust that scan and run it. And know that you're doing something good for yourself. I don't know what your scan was that came up over there, but it could come up on a variety of different things that you go well, that doesn't make sense. Well, the thing that's really cool about Healy that I've begun to understand is it's got a database of all these known frequencies and putting into play different ways of how they work to create things to support our health and well-being, to re-energize us. So while you might not think that, oh, well, I was really expecting it to bring up pain, but it brought up something in, the gold program in Pure, or it brought up something in, maybe it made sense. It brought up something under bioenergetic or meridians, and it said, toxins or what have you. I'm not sure what it is, but it's like, well, maybe I should run that first versus what I thought. Like one of the good examples I give is one of my friends had a bad back, and he goes, oh, that's easy. I'm going to go run the muscle relax program. And then he decided to go run the blue dot scan. And the blue dot scan came up with, under mental area, anxiety, basically. I don't remember which one it was, but it was more like, so he goes, well, okay, I don't know. I'll go run that program. He ran that program and his back relaxed. So that just gives you an idea that Healy has this ability to go to a root cause versus what we might think of like, oh, I need to go work on that muscle. So if there's a way to begin to just trust the scans that you get out of there. So that's one direction coming at it. Remember, the first one was intuitively. You could just kind of go look, and then maybe you're going to go sense something yourself. The next thing is, well, with the Healy Analyze app, Healy has a board of medical advisors, and that board of medical advisors went through all the programs in Healy, and they put together that database. And I can demo that again, where you could go through there and plug in terms like infection, or maybe it's something under tooth, and we can see what programs come up, surgery, that kind of stuff that will come up under that. So when you run an Analyze under the Healy Advisor app, and I'll show that if somebody wants me, just raise your hand and I can go just show that again. So you have a visual of that, but that would be a way to go through there. So there's those are two ways that Healy has provided areas for you, like, oh, I'm going to go do this for my dental work, my tooth. Those are ways that I would begin to go do that, and then just I just have begun to go through, because there's a part where it's like, how do I really begin to trust this? And I get that, I get that part about, do I really trust this? Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the wrong thing? I've kind of just learned to sit back, that if it goes through and it picks this, it's done it for a reason, and I'm just going to go trust it and begin to see what happens. I haven't had anybody come up to me really with a contraindication. Oh, well, you know what? I guessed under the gold programs, I guessed Care, but I really probably should have run Pure. Well, I know enough about how those programs are constructed that there's still enough individualization that's going on that helps optimize our well-being to create that for us. So I'm going to pause there, Marcia, and I think I've answered your question there. If not, come on back on. I saw you just kind of blanked out your video there for something in the front. So somebody else, I think somebody else asked a question. Yeah, go ahead, Laura.
John, this is Diane.
Oh, Diane. Hey, Diane.
Two things. One, you mentioned getting to the root cause, and that my comment really relates back to some of your opening comments related to pharmaceuticals, et cetera. And that is that most pharmaceuticals nowadays are to treat the symptoms, not the root cause. The other is on the lady that mentioned about healing for her tooth extraction. I was wondering if the tissue over where it was extracted is still not healed, or what you meant by healing.
Okay, are you directing that to me, Diane, or to Marcia?
Marcia.
Yeah, we'll have to see if she comes back on, and we'll ask her on that to find out if it's oh, there she is, Marcia.
I had to run. Okay, what was the question? I'm sorry.
Well, I was wondering when you mentioned about looking for help in healing where your tooth was extracted. One, I'm wondering if the tissue over where it was extracted is still not healed. Because you said you had had an infection for a long time.
Yeah, I know I did have an infection for a long time. No, I just had this done today.
Oh,
I
okay.
just did this, they just did this at noon today. I was in the cities and I just got back. But so my question, I just want to do the best things that I can as it's healing, because they actually used my own blood to and clotted it and made implants to put in that space when they took it out, and they did ozone therapy and then it stitched. So I'm just was looking for things that that I could do that positively, that I can, it's fine, just use as I go here to support anything that may not be, go right, but it will.
Have you on this, Marcia? So you do know this, that there is a magic window with Healy on frequency devices. When you have an acute thing, I know that you obviously had the chronic thing of the pain that's been there for a long time, the bacterial infection, but when you actually have surgical work at the time, there is an acute phase where frequencies run immediately especially within the first 4-hour window, but even within that first 24, 48 hours, when you run those kind of frequencies can have a very dramatic beneficial effect over there. So things that you can do is like when you run your scan and you run your 2 scans to find out what are your key things so that you get an opportunity to use the microcurrents, right?
I
to
did.
do that.
Yeah.
So you get the microcurrents to run that. And why microcurrents? Well, 2 things. One, the microcurrents delivering the frequency. So think about this in 2 ways. First of all, I get the microcurrents. What do? They increase cell voltage. So they increase our cell voltage. If we have higher cell voltage, cells replicate faster. So that's going to help the healing process by just energizing our cells by having the microcurrent delivery. When it comes on and then on the backbone of the microcurrents are the frequencies that we determine that were best for that effect. So you could be running pain and stuff, which will deal with pain and inflammation to help keep everything, good in that way. What you can also do over there that might be, a good recommendation when you run that through and you find out, oh, this one's high for me, something over there relative to the bacterial infection or to the the pain stuff, you can run that Blue Dot app, and broadcast to yourself. And I would tend to, we've gotten a range of advice of, do you do it for 37 seconds? Do you do it for 2 minutes and 80 seconds, 2 minutes, or do you do it for 5 minutes, 12 minutes? I'm also coming to the awareness that when you have something acute like that, I think you can go for a longer chunk of time in the very beginning.
Okay.
And go through and broadcast something to yourself. So you might take 2 hours or 4 hours after you've done some of the microcurrent treatments. Maybe you're going to sleep tonight and broadcast that to yourself for a 2-4 hour period of time. Because if you have nobody else you're broadcasting it to, broadcast that to yourself and let those frequencies touch you in that information field at night.
Okay. That sounds good. Yeah, I'm not really dealing with pain, so I'm grateful for that. So
yeah.
Yeah, the other thing I would just mention, I'm sure your oral surgeon mentioned, to really be aware of ongoing signs of infection, given what you're saying about how long it's been present, and doing any Healy program that would address infection, because it can get in the bone and that can be very problematic.
yes. Okay. Yep. I was thinking that of just running that no matter what. So, okay.
Mm-hmm. And in that article that I shared with you all tonight, just as an example that kind of goes through there with the beautiful thing that we have with Healy and the frequencies. I have tonight to just finish my dinner, so I didn't finish it, but my mom gave me a glass of wine, right? But we know when you have a glass of wine that when somebody taps it like that and gets that resonance and they hear that tone, that then somebody can begin to vibrate and sing that tone and create resonance. And when they do that, that small effect, when they hit that same tone, can cause a glass to what?
Disappear on your screen.
Shatter, right? Disappear, right? Yeah, disappear on the screen. Okay, I see that right. I got to go through that virtual background. Where am I at? There it is. So if it can shatter a glass and a bacterial or a virus has a certain signature of a frequency, and I can apply a frequency to that specific bacteria or virus, is it not possible for me to explode it? So with the possibility when we run frequencies over there, this article suggests that we've got the ability to go through there and, you know, knock those things out of the ballpark by knowing the right frequencies to hit them with. So those are things that maybe you can report to us on here in a week or two, Marcia, like what your experience has been with Healy when you go through this surgery, because that's obviously, you know, a very valuable thing for our community to learn. Like, what did you do? How did you do it? What were your results? Because after a thing, you're going to be the expert now for us on dental surgery. Anybody else? So who else had a question? Who else wants to, or somebody have a testimonial or something that they want to share? So we're always looking for testimonials and any other questions.
I have a couple questions.
Okay.
So when you want to run a program or run something on plants or house, how do you do that? Where do you go? I mean, what do you run?
Okay.
Is it just the all Healy programs or what?
It can go a variety of different ways. So I will plug in my Healy and we will, I'll turn it on here. And let me get it set up here and I'll show you, because I have done it on plants. I've done it on animals. As I've done it on human animals too. So let me go through here and open this up. And then I'm going to share the screen, make sure I'm connected. Okay, so I've come into my thing. So here's my app, as you guys can all see this. So I've got my Blue Dot app, my Pink Dot app, and the Healy Advisor. I'm not going to talk about these apps down here. These two are not Healy related. The watch is Healy related. So these are two other apps that are not Healy related. But Heal Advisor, this is the Blue Dot app that does the scanning. Pink delivers the microcurrents. And a moment earlier, I was talking to Marcia about the Heal Advisor as a way to go through. But so I'm going to go to your question, Gail, and you go like, hey, what do I do for a what do I do for a plant if I want to do a plant? So I'm going to come in here and so you can go like this. So if I touch up here to add a new client, I come over here and you can see the options that I get, right? I go over here, I can add a person, an animal, a plant, an organization, a building, a vehicle, a group, or other, right? So if I selected a plant, which I already have before, I'm going to go down here and I go, my lovely house plant. So I got to go through my Healy lost the connection. So anyways, it's getting the connection to my Healy. So we're watching it go through that little process that I'm sure some of you have seen before. And then it says not connected. So I touch it over there to connect it. And now it's connecting. And so there's my, so what I did is I took a picture, Gail, of my houseplant. Okay? I took a picture of my houseplant and then I took my Healy and I put it by the houseplant And over there, when I went through here, so if I came over here and I went, I'm doing a resonance scan and I'm picking a plant. So I picked a plant. So I don't have a plant down here, but if I were to, I could take a photo. So let's just say, my Healy right here is my house plant. So I take a picture of it, right? There's my house plant, right? So I go, okay, let's use the photo. And then I go like, oh, record a vibration. Well, then I would put the Healy by the plant. And if I wasn't by the plant, I would just use my intention, but I would put the Healy by the plant and then I'm recording the vibration. Okay, so now I've got a vibration of it. Then I go through and I go germination date. I either know the date of germination, I don't, I guess it. Right? I bought it at a store, I really don't know. I just give it a date, I plug it in. I'll plug it in there. So August 5th, here we go. Boom. I then might fill in the street address, so I know where it's at. Right? I'll put some other more information in there to dial it in. Right? So now I have it and I go, okay, great, I've got it. So, I got to put a name in here. So it won't let me close because name is required, right? So I just go a demo. So I got to have a name in there. So I have a demo and it says, okay, client has been saved. Okay. And then, do you want to run, an analysis now? So I'm going to say no, because I'm going to go over and I'm going to do my lovely house plant from before.
John, when you recorded the resonance or the vibration, why wasn't there any red in it? Is that because it wasn't human?
No, a good question, Diane. So when it's going through, so watch this. I'm going to show you this. So here's what we have. So when it's going through, that's receiving information in. The blue is receiving information in. The red is broadcasting information out. So watch here. So we're going to go through here and I can pick any one of these for the plant. It doesn't really matter. I can go like, okay, I can pick, their frequencies. They may be thinking of them in human terms, in man and women terms, but I'll just go like, you know what, I am just going to think of them in terms of all Healy programs. Okay, so I'm going to think of all Healy programs and what does this plant need? So I put my hand on there. I'm doing that. So again, right now, it is just scanning what it needs. That's why it's blue. Same thing, it's just collecting information right now. So that's what it shows you when it's just doing the blue. So here it comes over there and it says, okay, wow, Healy Digital Nutrition Mixtures. So this is a whole group of programs that just have nutritional things. Can be vitamin C, could be vitamin D, could be minerals, supplements. Then it goes, oh, sleep programs, okay? Then it goes bioenergetic support. These are just, so forget the name sometimes. It's just a balance of database of frequencies that it recognized that this living organism or this energetic being needs. Doesn't even have to be living, can just be vibratory, because we know, according to Einstein, everything is energy, frequency, and vibrations. So now I go, okay, so now Diane, here, watch this now. I'm gonna vibrate it and we're gonna let it vibrate for, a minute, 20 seconds. Now we see both the blue and the red. So what is happening when we see the blue and the red right now? When we see the blue and the red, well, we know the red is sending out the information to go through there to support it in that information field. But it's also in that blue, it's getting feedback to make adjustments. Well, what is happening right now? So it's like send and receive, analyze, update, do the best. So it's not just a straight broadcast, but it's also palpating, how is this doing right now? Okay, it's doing like this right now. Okay, adjust, send that out. Adjust, send that out. It's like sticking a thermometer in. What's the temperature? Okay, this is the temperature. Okay, drop this in. So this is what's going on. My thing went to sleep, that's why I paused. So yeah, I've got my phone not set up, to it goes to sleep. So anyways, that's what happened. So does that help address your question, Diane, on that part that you had a question there?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Good question. So Laura, how's that help? Or Gail, excuse me. Does that give you an idea of how to go do a plant?
Yes.
So what's interesting, Zach, who's not on today, who used to be on with us quite a bit, is a soil agronomist. He's over in South Dakota. He works with farmers all over the place and helping them, you know, with either their livestock or their plants. His daughter, for her experiment last year in school with Healy, decided to do like, well, what kind of frequencies? And she did an experiment, and it's up on Facebook, on his Facebook page. And it's really kind of really cool. She actually, you know, cutting to the chase of it, she won her 3rd grade science project. She was #1 in the class. What did she do? She planted seeds in, you know, the exact same seeds in the exact same soil, 2 of them. And then on one, she just took a picture. And the 3rd grader, she determined what frequencies she was going to run. She determined what scan she was going to run. She broadcast it. And she would just do that. And what she basically discovered is she had like about an 85% germination rate on the one where it got to frequencies, like a 50%. I may be off on my numbers here, but I'm just trying to draw the comparison here. And on the other one, like a 50% germination rate. And then over a period of time, these plants grew to be this high, and the other ones were only that high. And the only difference was frequencies, because they had the exact same watering, the exact same sunlight. They were right next to basically each other, but one had a picture, one was broadcast frequencies, and the other one didn't.
So how could you apply that to a farm field?
Okay, what would you do?
Could you broadcast it to the entire field?
Yeah,
Really?
yep.
That's
Yeah, what was to
great.
say it was limited to just a little container? I know people that, Anae's not on here, but she's broadcast it when Texas had those, had that big cold storm here this past winter. One of her clients down there ran into big problems with their herd. So she took a picture, she broadcast frequencies down there to help them through that transition period. And she reported back that they had amazing kind of results. So you could just take a picture of the whole field. You could take a picture of the barn. You could take a picture of, you know, the hen house of what it is. You could take a picture of the flock and broadcast those frequencies to that flock or to that herd or to that farm field. I know, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. That would be a real boon for farmers.
Yeah. You could try it in your garden. You could try and experiment yourself. I mean, the 3rd grader ran it and she said, hey, here's the difference between the two. And she was just trying to see what would happen.
I'd have to go on and look, but I'm just curious how often she ran it and how often a day for how many days.
You know, let me take a peek, see if there's anything. I'll try and see if I can bring up her Facebook page while we're here talking. Did you?
I have relatives who are farmers.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can bring it up while we're talking here, see if I can't do that.
That'd be a huge sales market.
Yeah. I mean, at a relatively low cost,
Right.
right? I mean, a relatively low cost. So I'm just going to see if I can get this. So, or was it autumn? Maybe it was autumn. I am scrolling through her Facebook to see if I can find it. So let's see what dates. That's May.
And that's a highly sophisticated science experiment for a third grader.
Yeah, isn't it? Well, and her dad's in that field, so it's kind of like,
Right.
okay, it's May. I'm scrolling through her Facebook before I bring it up here for you guys, just to see if I can go through so you don't see all this, other stuff. I know that I will see it when I see it. Oh, there it is.
I know the farmers pay a lot of money for soil analysis to see what nutrients the soil needs, but this would be even better.
Okay, I'm going to go back to sharing here and my desktop, share, and get rid of there. So it's Autumn Wright. So here's her daughter showcasing the outstanding effects on plant growth, and this superstar won the science fair. So there's her daughter. And there are the plants on the left and right. So you can see the left versus the right there. I'll bring up the picture, right?
Wow.
I mean, that's pretty dramatic, isn't it?
Yeah, do you recall the time period?
Let's see if she says anything in
Frequencies?
there.
I mean, over how many days?
Let's see if her little posting says it. Yeah, I'd have to kind of go through. I could probably.
Yeah, I can go through it later, thanks.
Yeah, no, I can check the comments here too to see like where it is. So I go comments.
Up a little bit on the left, I think, isn't it? Comments?
Yeah, I got comments over here now. I'm scrolling through.
Okay.
If there's anything here. I just hear lots of congratulations stuff in there.
Yeah, okay.
But I could definitely, Autumn, I've got her phone number and stuff. If that were something of interest, I'm sure she.
Yeah, I don't want to take any more of your time, but.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But I mean, it's just, it's a nice little touch point there to see, what happened with, that experiment. And when Zach, her father, told me, she goes, yeah, he goes, I just let her pick whatever program she ran. So I think it's really valuable for us to learn that. He didn't go run this program. This is what you do. He let the child, so it's sort of like the child in all of us, it's like with Marshall going, well, what program do I run? And there's a sense of us, we can bring that childlike wonder for ourselves and begin to run a program for ourselves like that.
Yeah, given the Olympics are going on now, it makes me think this could be very valuable there unless they would outlaw it.
And how would they even know?
Right.
Could you imagine just taking a picture of somebody who's about to perform and say like, okay, I just want to send you positive vibes, like, under the learning program for memory and concentration, just really improve that you have a good performance that way.
That would be great.
John, it's Judy here. Do you think we could make it rain if we took a picture of the sky?
I have, well, maybe, who knows, Judy, right? I don't know.
Maybe we should plan that.
Yeah. How about anybody else? Anybody have any success stories from this week or anything they want to share that we could, benefit here as a community of like something you did and what happened, something changed in your life as you did it?
I was wondering, you had an analyzer and advisor program up
Yep.
next to your other two.
Yep.
Could you go into that? I was thinking about purchasing that, but I'm really not sure that I need it.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to get back out of here. So you have Healy Advisor app already, Joel.
Yes.
And you've got the Healy Pink Dot. So you got Pink Dot, Blue Dot. So then the
Yep.
question is, oh, this Healy Advisor app, we know right now that Healy said between now and the end of this month, this used to be a subscription-based app. And so for $41, one-time fee, instead of making it a $40 a month subscription, we can all, because we've got the old version of Healy, we can buy this, have it on our Healy for life, one-time fee.
Kind of
So-
makes sense then.
Yeah, so it makes sense. So for $40 to add it to our program. So just to give you an idea, I've already known 2 or 3 people that have already sold. A lot of us all picked up the Healy Resonance. We got it on special. We either got it on special or we didn't. We either paid $2,500 for it or we paid $1,500 for it. I'm already aware of 3 people that have already bought the program at today's price, which is $5,000. Right? So it's just like we got a smoking hot deal way back then for how they were delivering this. And this is just what they did. But the people that buy it now, they get the Heal Advisor on there. We didn't get it back then, but they said, oh, if you want to get it, just pay $40 and you get it. So why would you want to pay $40? Well, so here to answer your question. So down here, I go through there and we have the Healy, and IMF stands for Individualized Micro Frequency Programs. So I come in here, up on top here, I have a subscription to Digital Nutrition. That's why it's showing up lit here. So if you don't have a subscription to it, it's going to show up more like, I don't have a subscription to the animal program, and I don't have a subscription to the bioenergetic vitalization program. Those would be both programs that I would have on Pink Dot. If I had that, I could add that in here under my search window, but that's grayed out, but it shows that I do have a subscription to Digital Nutrition. So I can show you that later too. But right now we're focused on the Heal Advisor search. Why should I pay $40? So here I go. I go through here and I select that. I go, okay. And I want to go through and I want to do a search. So let's just kind of use, let's see, I haven't tried this. Let's just try tooth. Okay, so we got toothache comes up, or teeth, right? So we got toothache or teeth, right? So that would be something that we could, go through and do a search on and find what programs. I wonder if surgery comes up. Okay, there's surgery, right? So I've just had surgery. What programs do I run when I've had surgery? So I tap that, I let it run. So if I'm Marcia, I might run this. Remember I said, hey, there's 2 ways to look at this. You can do a scan or you can go through here. And these are what the medical board that help create these frequency programs, they can actually make a recommendation. Me, I'm not a doctor. I don't have a medical degree, but I could go through here and say, hey, I just did a search. You told me that you just had surgery. What programs would I run? Well, if I were to go through here, I would look at this and I could say like, well, under the gold cycle would be release, or first application under deep cycle, third application under deep cycle, renewal under deep cycle, pure, care, skin, support skin systemic. We know that's going to be going through to try and help heal, because usually if you had surgery, they're cutting through the skin. Mental balance, I might be a little upset about the whole thing, about the whole surgery. So they're going to go through there and run that kind of a program. Diane was talking about our immune system a second ago. So we've got our immune system. We want to make sure that we strengthen it from any kind of bacterial infection. Oh my God, look at here under fitness, they're talking about regeneration. So they're talking about the regeneration program. Under meridians, which is the Chinese medicine, they're going through the organ meridians to stimulate the yin and the yang over there. And then again, we've got under supplement skin local. This might say, well, oh, I know exactly where the thing is. I might want to attach the little guys locally. So these would be, ways for us to begin, Joel, over there. So you begin to go through. I mean, do you have a particular question in mind that you'd like me to search on?
Sure. Wart.
Wart, okay. Okay, there it is. Comes up warts. All right. So I touch this. all I do is I come up this far. I come up here and I touch warts. And here are the programs that come up for warts. Peer, care, immune, skin, right? Skin under meridians, skin under the skin group, hypersensitivity, extreme stress.
Now, would you run those like once a day for like every other day for like a couple weeks or?
Okay, so let's just say you wanted to work on warts. That was your deal. You said, you know what? That's my big issue. So there's two ways to do this on here. So this little blue dot here, I can go through there and I touch that and it goes, program was added to the program pool. So I want to create a schedule, right? I don't want to have to think about it. So let's just say I just wanted to go through, you know what? I'm going to go through there and I'm going to select all of them. Okay, so I've selected all of them to add to the program pool, right? So I've added them all to the programs. So now I'm going to come down here to look at programs. And what it did is, actually we can see my previous programs are here. I got to go through and delete it, but I had eyesight, connective tissue, and kidneys, which were my three choices there. So I don't know what it did with warts right now since I just added that.
So you can put it in there and then it'll run it automatically?
And then what happens? So now I come over here and I go like, okay, the current program that I should run today is balance, right? So it goes over here and it shows today is Thursday. And I was running, I said, you know what? I just want a 2 a day. I could have chosen there's a program, there's a parameter in there to set it. Do I want to run a program once a day, twice a day, or 3 times a day? And then it'll set up a program schedule for me. So in this here, it says, oh, okay, well, you're in your current program, John. What's up for you right now is balance. Okay, so I would go through and I would touch here and I would go balance. And it's going to go through and say, okay, make sure your Healy's turned on. So I'm turning my Healy on. So now my Healy is going through. I'm not touching my Healy right now. It's communicating back and forth. And look what it did. It queued up balance for me, right? Then all I have to do is press the start button.
Don't you have to have like the coil on to do that then?
I could do the coil and I got the straps or whatever else, but it queued everything else up for me so I know what program to run.
Okay,
So if I come back here, I'm going to go back in here and just see if I can go through there in this moment. So here it is. I want to change my topics, right? So I'm going to get rid of those because I wanted to run through, need more, so I can go back in there and I've emptied my, how do I do it? So I go like, I'm trying to remember how to do this. It's been a while since I've done it. Yeah, there we go. So I'm just going to go trash, trash, trash. So I touched the little pencil there. So I had to actually trash it. So I go delete schedule. So now I don't have a schedule. So now I'm going to come back here. I want to make sure I know how to do this. So I'm kind of learning along with you because it's been a while. So I'm going to go back in here and do warts. And then I want to add them to my schedule. So I'm going to go add. So I've added everything, was added to my schedule. Okay, so I want to go through there and see one last thing. So I'm at my schedule. Okay. My program pool, my AMS schedule. So again, I switch on my Healy.
What is the IMF schedule again?
IMF stands for individualized micro frequency.
Thanks.
Yep. So that is a way for you to go through there and, build a schedule for yourself, Joel, to actually run programs to view, what you have.
Now, when I do the coil, how close do that coil have to be to me when I run that?
Yeah, when you run that coil, you want it within like 2 to 3 feet.
Okay,
So I would just kind of, get a, like me, what I've done on mine, I've used my little, I changed my clip so then I could use a little lanyard. And let's see if I can get my cords out of the way, because this is one of the reasons you want to coil. So you don't have to deal with all these kind of things. But then I would just have I could just wear it around my neck like this. Or you got the clip and you can clip it to your shirt or your pocket with the coil on there. And that would be a way to get the program.
thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
Appreciate that.
Yep.
Hey, John,
Yep.
this is Lori, and I've
Lori.
got the Heal Advisor on here and everything's grayed out. I'm not able to search or do anything. So how do I get that subscription for the $41 fee? One time
Okay, so yeah, good question. So you go to the store and you do that. So
Where do you get to the store?
yeah, so the store is not there. It's actually on your computer.
Okay,
So let me go to the computer and I'll show you how that goes.
okay.
Because what you can, so let's see. So we're gonna go to the.
So it
store.
is a one-time fee. They don't do reoccurring every month. It's just, it's
No,
clearly
no.
one time.
Just one time. Yep.
Oh.
And they had, they had as they've switched over their system for a few people in the first 2 weeks, they double billed them. But
Oh.
Healy's good. They've already sent out a message and they're correcting that. So I don't believe any more double billing has gone on, like a renewal period. So they've
Okay.
taken care of that. So their intention was one-time fee. That's it. You're done.
So do we sign on then on the computer then? We have to sign on to Healing?
Yeah. So you go to Healy World. So here I'm doing. Let me
Okay,
broadcast. I should be broadcasting here. Let me go through and I'm going to do a screen share. Okay, so I'm on a browser. I plugged in, here, I'm going to put it in there. I'll plug this into the chat. Where's chat here? Let me stop sharing for a second so I can see the chat. Here it is. There it is. Okay, there it is in the, I just went to Joel direct. Let me go to the group. I don't know why it did that. So there it is in the chat,
okay,
Laura. So it's in the chat there. So I'm going to go back to sharing here.
okay,
Let me go back to sharing my screen.
okay.
And I go to desktop, I go to share. Okay, so then I come in here, this log, I come in here and we go, okay, Healy World United
Okay.
States. So I go shop.
Healy World United Shop. I gotta move this screen out of the way. There we go. Okay,
Yep, and then you can just go through here and then it'll bring you up to the Healy shop. You'll have your login, which is your email
Okay.
and your password. You'll plug that in there. If you don't know your password, go to your upline. She can help you.
I got
out.
it.
He can help you out.
Yeah.
And then you go to the shop. So I'm going to go to shop and I'll go, I'm going to guess, I think it's under program groups. Right?
It's under app modules.
Oh, it's under app modules?
Yep.
All right. Thanks, Pamela. So I go under app modules.
okay,
Oh, there it is. Yep. Thanks, Pamela. So
Oh,
there
there
it
it
is.
okay,
Right over here on this side here, Heal Advisor Search Model, $41 excluding
Okay.
tax. We don't need to buy this one here because we already have this on our residents. People today, if they didn't buy it, they're going to rent that at $61 a month.
ooh, I got it. Good.
Yep. So you've got this and you just order it now.
Okay, great.
And then when you click that, they're going to go like, okay, so make sure you've got your
Serial number.
serial number to add to it. So you'll add your serial number, which is on the back of your Healy.
Okay.
It's on the back of your Healy. And it starts off with a 010101, you know, so 001 semicolon or colon, 01 colon.
Yeah,
And then add that number in there, add it to your cart, boom, and you've ordered it.
okay. Okay, very good. very
It's the
good.
same way too, if you decide, you know, golly, I think I'd like to get the coil.
I got the coil, I already
Oh,
bought it.
good. So
Yeah.
you got the coil. It's the same way to come over there and shop to go like, okay, I want to get an add-on. I think it's under add-ons.
My Healy's been kind of through the ringer a little bit here. I broke off the clip and then I tried to put tape on it. So I don't know if I can actually read that serial number. Is there anywhere else that it is? Is it on my order or something? Anywhere else?
Good.
I can get my
question.
magnifying glass here.
You know, okay, so you said you've got the Heal Advisor app, right, on your phone, but it's not active, right?
Right, the Heal
Okay,
Advisor's
so I'll
not
show you an
active,
area
right?
how to go get it. So look at this.
Yeah.
Good question. So here we go. I will
Okay.
demo that.
Okay.
And we're gonna go here. I'm gonna go share my screen. I'm gonna share my iPad. Share. Okay. So here we are. I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna open up Heal Advisor. So now
Okay.
I don't even need a subscription to do this. This is just
Oh.
another feature, another function of how we can play with our Healy through the Heal Advisor app. So I go down here in this bottom corner here where it says settings.
Settings, okay.
So if you go here, now I'm going to click settings.
Okay, I got it. Yeah,
Okay. So follow along with me here. So then I go to, let's see, where is it? Oh, your Healy edition. I think it's there. Let me go do that. So I click that. Nope, that's not it. So I go info.
okay.
Let me just.
Healy configuration.
Oh, yeah. Thanks. Configuration. Thank you very much. Who said that?
Configuration.
It was Tammy.
Oh, thanks, Tammy. Appreciate that. So under Healy configuration right here.
Uh-huh,
Laura, thanks, Tammy. So I go to Healy configuration. I click
Okay.
that.
okay,
It opens it up. Now I have more than one Healy. Okay.
okay.
That's why it's showing different numbers, but this is the Healy that I have right now. And it happens to be this configuration right here.
Very nice. Okay, very nice.
Okay.
Thank you.
While you're here,
Mhm.
since you've gotten here, everybody might want to know this. On your pink dot right here, you see where it says high current, low current?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so let's just say you're very sensitive. And you go, I want to go low current. So I can hit this switch button over here on my Healy and I can switch it on my thing here. And I can switch to, do you want to change the current level of your Healy? I've decided no, I like the extra current. I like to kind of feel it a little bit.
Mhm.
It's a preference.
Okay,
This is a preference. If you go, and I still have the ability to dial in the intensity from 15% to 100%, but here's where you can change it on your Healy to change it from high current to low current. So it's just something, you don't have to do it, you don't need to do it, but if you want to, that's how you do it. And then this is also obviously, Laura, how you get your serial number.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Yep.
John, where did you get the Healy configuration? I'm on the same screen you had been on and I don't have that on mine.
Okay, so here we go, Diane. So remember, I went to this app. Hold on, let me get to sharing again. I guess I canceled sharing for a second there. Why isn't it sharing? Okay, it's not sharing. Oh, there it is. Oh, I just stopped. I should let it go. It's just taking a little longer. Okay, so you've opened up this app here, Diane?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm
Oh,
opening-
wait, no, yeah, I'm on that. I've got that screen up and I don't have a Healy configuration on my screen.
So do you have, okay, what is going on here? This is.
I have almost everything else.
Okay, that's interesting. Let me try and see this again. So I don't know. So you're telling me, Diane, you've got info?
I have info, training videos, manual, change language, your Healy edition, reminder, support, follow us, rate, profile, privacy, and logout. I have everything but Healy configuration.
Well, that's interesting.
And you're for sure in the Healy Advisor search app, not the blue app or the pink app?
I will go back and double check.
Just in case.
Yeah, no, good question. So you're in this
Say
one
that.
right here,
Oh,
Diane.
I was in the Healy Advisor other app. You're in the Healy Blue Advisor?
No, see these three apps right here, Diane?
Yes,
So not this one, not this one, but this one.
that's
You-
the one I was in.
You're in this one here that just says Healy Advisor. It's got these little lines like this.
Yep.
Hmm.
Because let me just go here and see.
I don't have my Healy switched on right now. Is that a problem?
I don't think you need to have it on.
I didn't think so either, but I've got everything on there except configuration.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go look. So I'm opening up Pink Dot right now. And I wanted to see if there was anything, because Tammy brought up a good point. And I thought, well, okay, maybe does it look the same? I don't see it looking the same
Mm-mm.
under those. And now I'm gonna go to the Blue Dot one just for grins and giggles here. Just to try and debug this, because I know you're telling me the right thing.
Does your search app work when you type in something? Does it seem like it's working properly?
I haven't tried that recently.
Because I want to make sure that your subscription, you can only have it on one particular, assigned to one particular.
But Tammy, on that, you're right. You can only have it to one Healy, but what we're showing you right now can go on every Healy, regardless if you have a subscription.
Right, but I'm just wondering, like I say, if that's missing, if she's used, I just wasn't sure she's ever used it before to know that it works, because I had someone that it was grayed out and they had to do a support ticket because maybe they paid for it and sent the receipt, but they didn't assign. They forgot to flip the button on for that particular.
Yeah, I do not think I've used it.
Okay,
Did you buy a subscription, Diane?
but I think you said configuration would work without a subscription, but I'm just
Yeah.
trying to think out of the box, like what it could be.
Yep. No, I get it. That's good.
Well, and the other issue is I never got the new pads either. I know you sent them an email about that, but I still didn't get
The
them.
wrist straps, you never got?
The
any-
wrist straps, right?
Okay. When we get done here, let's, I'll
Oh, that, yeah,
give you
that
a
does-
call and help you out with a support ticket to get that in so we get your wrist straps.
okay.
But then the other part is we need to figure out that's strange because you're not on this app here. This looks different, right, Diane?
Yeah, I don't have the colorful stuff at the top.
Yeah, okay. So I just wanted to make sure you're in this app here. You're in this one, which is gonna come here, which is there, right? You've got basically this.
Right, that's
and this
where I
is
am.
you're at.
Yeah, I've got everything on there except configuration.
Can you have to go back and see if it's grayed out on that previous screen?
For
Does
me or for John?
for you? Does the Healy Advisor search, is that purple and different colors or is it gray?
Let's see, I'm not getting back to that. Let's see, I'll try it again, opening it. It goes right to settings when I open it.
Yeah, that's not right either. Hmm.
You know what, Diane? Try this. Try deleting the app and reinstalling it.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay, one other thing I'd like to interject, John, on that Healy Analyze Search app that we were just talking about.
Yep.
For $41, just to kind of clarify for people, that it's $41 with then tax and stuff, one-time fee. And kind of the reason behind that is, especially for, I think every one of us has ordered our Healy in that pre-July stage. And we did not get that. When going forward from July 7th going forward, they're going to be adding, that's, if you notice, it's except for the first gold package, it's included in all of the packages. And they feel that it's going to be very important to have that app with the limitations with the FDA and things like that, and what you can say that it's going to be a super important tool that everyone should have to use your Healy in the most efficient way with the most success. So that's kind of the whole idea around that as they switch from one program to this new model.
What about the nutrition program? Is that like a $45 one-time fee or is that a monthly fee?
That's a monthly fee.
That's a monthly fee, yeah.
I can show you what I can give you a peek at that, Joel, what it looks like, since I have it. So when you have it like this, probably I'm on the pink app, as everybody knows, or may not know, but so it looks like here. So I go to the pink. I also have the watch programs. That's why it shows up there. But so under digital nutrition mixtures, there are 6 other categories in there. So I can come over here and I'll just go to one. And I've got digital nutrition relative to brain, hair, skin, head, heart, gastrointestinal, nerves, thyroid. I'll go to number 2, age, amino acids, alkaline, blood, tissue, B complex, vegan. I can go to number 3, alcohol intake, antioxidants, lymphatic, menstruation, libido, plant substances, right? Energy, fatigue, eyesight, sports, regeneration, wounds. You just get an idea of all these other mixtures relative to digital nutrition. They tend to be shorter programs. So here we are, teeth. Oh, that one's not short. There it is, teeth. That's 60 minutes. Rest, 69. What am I saying? Short. I'm actually going against myself. Look at those. Those are long. Obviously, I haven't run those. I've run some of these other ones like, the minerals. There's minerals, 33 minutes to vibrate in the minerals. Trace elements, 42. Age, look at that one, 105. So those are, that's what that subscription looks like, Joel.
Yep. Oh,
If I wanted to go through, some people are going through, well, what about the watch? So here it is, the watch. So the watch has a bunch of programs in it. The watch what the watch does, the watch also takes a physical analysis of you on two different things. It monitors your sleep, so it knows how much REM sleep you're getting and how little REM sleep you're getting. And it also measures your heart rate variability. Your heart rate variability has to do with the coherence between your heart and your brain. There's a place called the Heart Math Institute that has its own little program that measures heart rate variability. They teach you how to meditate, how to breathe, to bring your, when your heart comes into coherence, your brainwave activity slows down. So what the watch does, it measures this, and then it has these programs here that are designed to help through frequencies bring, either support sleep or bring back into balance your body in that way from a physical point of view. And that's a subscription-based program. So there's more to it in Healy if you decide, I think I'd like to add this over here, this capability for myself on Healy. And Healy Watch, so they got Healy Watch and then Healy Watch digital nutrition programs. So they've got nutrition bits within there to support. So I've got just the meridians. So they've got these watch programs. So you can see the Healy Watch programs is kind of extensive.
Now, do you have to use your Healy with the watch, or is that totally separate?
You definitely use the Healy. It's two parts. So I wear the watch, and that takes the physical pulsing. Ooh. It doesn't help you with sneezing though. So it goes through and it'll measure your sleep patterns at night, and it'll record that from the watch, and it'll upload it to your phone, and then your phone connects with the Healy database and says, oh, okay, you know what, John, you actually need whichever programs it chooses. And then like you saw before in the Analyze app, it'll recommend those programs to run, and then you can run those as pink dot programs.
I got it. Yep.
Yep. So we've kind of gone over our hour. I don't mean to go over that hour. I don't mean to make these things long. I kind of got lost in train answering the questions. So unless there's another burning question, I can pause it for tonight. And anybody have a burning question for tonight, or? Okay. Well, then I'm going to end it here. I thank everybody for showing up, and really, if you can, when you come back next week, if you do come back next week, please, if you can, bring a. Let me know what kind of stories you're getting too. What's happening with you? Because I really learn a lot when somebody says, "Here's what's going on in my life. Here's what's changed." So anything you're learning, because it helps me learn more too about what did you do? How did you do it? What went on? We all do. So.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, everybody. I'll say good night. Thanks
Good
for
night,
showing up.
Diane.
Yep, good night.
Good night.
Thank you.